All right, Braylon, let's do a little vibe check. Obviously lots happened over the past couple
Yeah.
weeks. Coach Frank at the helm now. What's the vibe like around the team?
Yeah, we're high energy. There's no time to be low spirits. We go play Bama. They're top three in the country, and we're playing at their stadium. So there's no time for us to be low energy. At practice, we're flying around. We're hitting. We're very high energy right now.
I know it's been chaotic the last week and a half or so, but what does a bye week do for this team? I know you have a lot of experience under your belt, being able to go into a hostile environment against a top 5 opponent and come away with a win.
I think there's a couple things. One is just, of course, getting healthy. Every bye week, we got players dinged up, so gives them a chance to get back and get healthy. Self-scout, we played 8 games this far, and so we go in and watch our film and see what we can improve on and get better at. And then, of course, game plan for Bama. We had 2 weeks to do that, so I'm looking at what they run and different things that we can do to affect the game. So, yeah, all those things.
Coach Atkins is the play caller right now. Maybe what's the biggest thing you've seen differently? Maybe how practices run, like anything like that?
I would just say there's a big point of emphasis on playing physical and running the ball. Everything starts at the line of scrimmage and the run game. If we can run the ball, it opens everything else up. Our offense has been the most successful when we're able to run the ball, and we need to do that.
Hearing Coach Wilson talk, seems like a real player's coach, very, very motivational. But from what you've seen from him, how would you describe his coaching style and kind of who he is?
Yeah, he's very calm and collected, but fiery at the same time. He'll come in here and talk and just be real smooth, and then all of a sudden he's firing, he's screaming, and it just wakes everyone up. I think we need that, and they're incorporating different things to just kind of bring up the energy and kind of change it a little bit. And I really loved it for sure.
You guys got, like you said, Bama this week. LSU, well, given the last 2 meetings, what Bama's done, how excited are you to get a shot at them and kind of play in this rivalry for the first time?
Yeah, just like you said, I haven't played in the last 2 games, and I know this is a rivalry that goes, a long time back, and I remember watching it as a kid and just, wishing to play in the game. So for me to be in this spot and to actually go into Alabama Stadium and play them, it's surreal, but we're definitely going in there looking to win, and we have 100% confidence that we're going to do that.
Hey, Braylon. Coach Frank's been in here, and he's been very outspoken about committing to run the football.
Yeah.
You say you want to run the ball, obviously, to be successful, but he's been like, yeah, we're going to run the ball. What do you think about that?
I just think it's a mindset. If we're just like, oh, we need to run the ball, no, we're going to run the ball. It's just a little different in the way you say it, and I think we go about practice in that way. Like, we're putting a lot more emphasis on running the ball, and I look forward to going there and running the ball against Bama.
And just what have y'all been working on to address, pass protection, being a little more stiff there going forward?
We're just cleaning up on details. There's not really much different you can do. Just practicing the details.
Yeah, a lot of the guys we talked to today have talked about 9-on-7 and how physical it's been. What have you seen from that, and maybe how's physicality been this week?
Yeah, that was fun. That was probably one of the funnest periods I've had this year. Because that's real football. We got 9 people on offense, 9 people on defense, 7 on offense. So we're outnumbered. So it's harder on us, but I love the challenge. And pads were popping today, and there was just such a high energy, and it made it so fun. I definitely love that they added that to the practice for sure.
For us non-players, how important are these bye weeks to kind of reset your body physically and even mentally? How much
Yeah.
does that help you moving forward?
Yeah, football is definitely it's definitely a job, especially in the SEC. You play a lot of games and super physical, super taxing on your body. So when you get a week off, but it's not a week off. No, it's not a week off. We still practice, we still work out, but it's a little less. But it's huge to take a load off a little bit and get your body back and get your mind right too.